Hey everybody, welcome to the Movie Dogs, and this is That Review Show. Just before we get started and everything, be sure to hit that like button. Those like buttons and those hits and everything will help this video out a lot. And if you haven't subscribed yet, do subscribe to this channel and everything. We've got a lot of great videos in the past and everything for you to take a look at. Just before I start on my review of Bill and Ted Face the Music, I just want to say that this will be the last That Review Show episode. I am going to take this show and the Retro Review Show, and I'm going to be merging them together, and we'll be calling the show, right now the working title I believe will be the Movie Dogs Show or the Movie Dogs Podcast Show. So that'll be starting up here soon. I'll give more details in the weeks to come. But anyway, I hope everybody's had a great Thanksgiving. And during my the Thanksgiving Eve day, and while even during Thanksgiving, family and I rented Bill and Ted's Face the Music, and I'm gonna have to say, you know, I had some expectations going into this film, and this movie super succeeded those expectations. This movie was fun. This was, you know, and I enjoyed the first two films very much. These were my favorite movies from my childhood, but especially the second one. I actually like the second one better than the first one, but this one actually tops that. It tops all three of them. This is a great way. If this is going to be the last Bill and Ted's movie, this was a great way to go out. And I tell you what, in a year that this has been for everybody due to the pandemic and just so many people, you know, having just a bad time, this movie is just a feel-good movie, and I recommend everybody to watch this movie, because when you walk away from this movie, and you know, you're going to feel happy. This movie puts a smile on the face, and everybody in my family loved this movie, and I laughed more than I did the previous two films, and that's saying a lot because I laughed a lot during those films, but this movie was absolutely fun. This talks about making this movie started way back in 2015. Or 2005 actually. 2015 is when we got confirmation that they were going to be making one. But I mean, it's just 25 years worth the wait. Since that was the last Bill and Ted's movie was back 25 years ago, and I'm really floored at how good this movie was. I mean, Alex Winter, Keanu Reeves walked right back into these movies with no problem. You have to forgive me, birds chirping away in the background, but they just came into these roles like, you know, they never left them, just like they did 25 years ago, but they also played them a little grown up, and they were able to balance that act real well. You know, being able to, you know, not give away spoilers, because I want everybody to be surprised when they see these movies, but there's a really good nod to George Carlin in this movie, a really good little homage. The girl who plays Rufus's daughter, Kristen, I think I want to say Skullis. I probably just butchered her name, I'm sorry. But she plays Kelly, Rufus's daughter, which the name Kelly is actually George Carlin's daughter's name, so that's a little nod to her as well. You know, the movie's premise is that Bill and Ted have yet made the song that unites the world, and so she's brought to try to encourage them and give them that nudge to do so. But and also at the same time, there's this robot that's been brought to the cast to kill him, which was played by Anthony Carrigan. I hope I got his name right. I actually interviewed him. If you go to my Ocala Comic-Con shows, I think it was day 2. I interviewed him on that. So check out my Ocala Comic-Con. He was a really cool guy. He was actually a really cool guy. He played Dennis, a robot that's very insecure. And he actually stole the show. He actually stole, like Death stole the show in Bogus Journey. This guy is the Death in this movie, who steals the show, and he was really funny. And just to see him interact with Death is that would be a really cool thing. But the scenes with Death and everything, it was great to see William Sandler come back as Death, and just the chemistry was still there between the three of them, which honestly you really couldn't have done this movie without Death, because he was such a prominent character in the second film, and then just being part of the band, and how there was just this this tension between them, and it played well, and it was just seeing how everything just went wrong for Bill and Ted, which also was another great thing where they're actually the true nemesis is actually themselves, which they keep going back and meeting other versions of themselves like a year or two ahead in the future, and they ended up trying to take each other out, which is funny. When there's a cameo with Dave Grohl, that that whole set portion of the movie was just funny as hell. I have to also give props to Bridget Lindy Pine and Shara Weaving, who's actually the niece to Hugo Weaving, who played Agent Smith in the Matrix film. So there's our little Matrix connection with Keanu. But they played Little Bill and Ted, or Billy or Thea, as they're called in the movies, because it was never established if they were boy or girl in the end of the second movie. But they really played those roles real well, and really made you. They were just like Alex Winter and Keanu Reeves. They were very likable. These characters were all likable, and everything was, as I said, have positive energy to this film. And I would not be surprised if they do a spin-off or a sequel, which wouldn't bother me if they did a fourth one, because this movie was so good, and it would be kind of hard to top it. But if they did a spin-off with Bill and Ted's daughters and everything, I would be all for it. I mean, a lot of people were very scared that there was going to be too woke and everything. They had this all leveled out real well and everything. And even when it came to the princesses, who were played again by different actresses, each film they were played by different actresses, but they had more for them to do, and they were more fleshed out characters, and more rounded, and had more had a little more to do. But everybody in this film was just great altogether, and I can't talk enough greatness about this film and how triumphant the Return of Bill and Ted was. As I said, 25 years worth the wait, and I absolutely loved every second of this film. I said, laughed, and I just watched. I knew I had a big old smile on my face watching it. I mean, because I was told I was. And of course, do watch. There's at the end of the credits and everything. There's an after credit scene. So watch it throughout all the credits, and during the credits montage, there's a little montage of people playing instruments and everything, which was a nice little touch. So, and it gave the movie even more of a great feel to it. I also have to say, I've never heard of this guy before until this movie, named Kid Cody, or Kudu, or Kodo, or Cody. Kid Cody, I'm sorry. I never had heard this guy before. And if this guy's anything like he is in this movie, because he played himself, I may actually want to listen to his music. I'm not the biggest on rap music. It depends on certain rap songs. I was mostly a Beastie Boys fan and a Body Count fan. But I do have to say that this guy, he was pretty cool, and he did a really good job. Just his presence was really felt and everything. He had a really good movie presence and everything. So I wouldn't be surprised if this is not going to be just his only role. So, but again, highly recommend. And there's also also the side note is that the writers Chris Madison and Ed Solomon and Keanu Reeves and Alex Winter, after all these years, remained friends. They all became really great friends, and they all worked together. And I do think that taking as long as they did on this film, made this film better, because it wasn't done for a cash grab. Not just nostalgic reasons either, because it was done because they wanted to do it, and they felt that it was the right time to do it, and it was the right time, especially this year. Again, this was a great feel-good movie. Alright folks, well, again, be sure to give that thumbs up, and subscribe if you haven't yet. I give Bill and Ted's Face the Music 5 paws. That's 5 paws, folks. This is a great movie. This is probably one of the best movies I've seen so far this year. I haven't done much reviews at all, except the physical media format films. But I do have to say, this was a great way to end the year by watching this film. It's been a tough year for everybody, and I do highly recommend you sit down and whatever media, physical, digital, be able to just sit down and watch this film, and you will enjoy it. So again, folks, like, subscribe, share the hell out of this video, folks, and remember, be excellent to each other, and party on, dudes. And thanks for watching, and please keep watching.